up. So I'm going to come back here and just start marching in place. And instead of bending those elbows right now, I just want you to shake out the arms and let them fall from the shoulders, nice and heavy. We're just doing a little bitty march here. It can even be as simple as just picking up the heels, whatever works for you, and just letting those arms just kind of swing. Just let them fall, hang heavy, back and forth. Good, now let's take those arms, still let them hang heavy, but bring the shoulders up, back, and down. So if you look at me from the side, I'm making those big circles with the shoulders, keeping the feet moving. Big inhale, up, exhale on the down. Good, just keep moving here, big rolls. Want to think about dropping the shoulders down, but also opening across the front between the right and left shoulder. Good. Now let's bend the elbows and start driving a little bit more. So we're driving the elbows back, driving the knees up a little bit higher. Still getting those inhales and exhales. Still keeping the shoulders rolled open in the front. Big marches. Good. Just a little bit more here. So we're going to start to walk out and find your squat stance. So a little mini squat, but we're going to press. Reach up and over. So you can't see more of my arm ends here, but I'm reaching up for the ceiling. Way up high and pivoting out of that back foot. Good. Big reaches. Feel that stretch all the way down the side into the hip. Good, now we're going to take that reach across. So instead of going up high, keep reaching across. So you're going to pull the belly button in, reach your fingers away, still getting the pivot out of that back foot. Keep going here. I'm going to let somebody else in. Good morning. Still reaching across, right at the shoulder with that little squat, little pivot. Good, now walk your feet out a little bit wider. Okay, so my feet are wider than my hips here. And let's take it into a lateral lunge. So with a lateral lunge, one leg is straight, one leg is bent. And if you're looking from the side, my back stays flat. So I'm not rounding the back to get lower. I'm dropping the hips to get lower. So lateral lunge here. Maybe you're reaching for the knees. Maybe you take it to the shins. Maybe you can go all the way down to the feet. Stay within the zone that works for you. Side to side. Good, let's do 4 more each side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come up and walk your feet in just a little bit so we're still outside the hips, arms out. So we're gonna go arms in, arms out, but as we bring those arms out, I want you to rotate the palms up. And then the lower body, right? We're doing that heel kick. So bringing the heel, kicking it across the opposite side. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Go ahead, heel kick in the back. And remember to rotate those palms up. That helps give us a little bit more external shoulder rotation across the front. Right, as you get going, maybe you take that step wider. Maybe it's a bigger bounce. Good, let's do 5 more each. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, go right into Spider-Man. So one side balances, other side out and up. So those Spider-Man crawls, reaching out and up. Good. Reach for the ceiling here. Be stable on one side as the other side moves. Good. Now we're going to go heel down, toe up. And this is our hip hinge, right? Heel to the floor, toe pulled back by the shin, and hinging at the hip. Get a nice hamstring lengthener here. Really actively pull the toes up. Belly button's pulled in. Chest is lifted. I'm not looking down at the floor. Good, let's do 2 more each side. 1, 1, 2, 2. Good, that's a warm up for later in the class. So now Y to W. So just a little squat stance here, tailbone tucked, and I just want you to reach up, pull down, and as you pull down, take elbows to hips, Y to W, and rotate those palms back. All right, so see if you can get those palms to turn to face behind you. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. Good, just a little mini squat hold here. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. You're going to grab that wrist, pull up and over. So the arm that you're tugging on, and come down to my knees, you can see. So I'm tugging on that knee, going up and over. You can do it in a kneel. You can do it in a stand. Just alternating sides. We want to pull, feel that stretch, and send this hip just a little bit forward. Good. Get that stretch all the way down the side body. Go ahead and find your squat stance one more time. Gonna link those hands together at the fingers. Full squat down, press up. And here we're thinking hips back, hips forward. I really want you to tuck that tailbone as you reach up overhead and down and up and down and up. I want you to find those glutes right away. Squeeze them, tuck them, reach up high. Good, let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, all right, that's our warm up. Everybody get a quick drink here as I adjust my mat, and we're gonna come down to the floor. I'm gonna push this down a little bit. Okay, so next up, our muscle activation exercises. And remember, the goal of this is to activate especially the core muscles. We want everything in the core to be active to get all the bigger limb muscles to work appropriately. All right, so we're gonna start out, big inhale up, exhale, forward fold, come down to the floor. We're gonna walk out to a high plank. We're just gonna do it once, walk out and hold. But I want you to chase that plank, which means tailbone tucked and forward, hold, 3, 2, 1. From here, we come down to all fours, and we go into our cat and cow. I did that reverse, okay? Here's our cow, chest up, and our cat, pressing those shoulder blades apart, and our cow lifting to the center of the chest, and that tailbone back, and exhale. Good, so I want you to think about movement of the spine here, getting length. So the key in all 3 positions here is how long can you get from the top of your head through the bottom of your tailbone. Let's just do a couple more here. Good. Come up to a half kneel. So we have knee down, foot up, hands down inside that front foot. And you can come here, but if you have it, tuck that back toe, pick up the back knee, and we're in our runner's lunge here. So it's an active stretch. And you can see me doing a little rocking back and forth. Do a little rocking side to side. Keeping this back glute activated, getting a nice stretch through the front of that hip flexor. So you can rotate between the front to back rock, the side to side rock, and just do about 5 more seconds here. Good, and we're gonna switch. So same thing on the other side. We're in that half kneel. Okay, hands down. You can stay here. If you got that glute on and you're feeling a stretch here in the hip flexor, this is fine. If not, bring up that knee. Really try to get that straight body, rocking front to back. Maybe leaning into that front leg a little bit. Whole time active through that glute. And that stretch in the hip flexor. Keep going here. About 15 more seconds. Good. All right, we're going to come down to the ground, all the way down, and into our glute bridge. All right, so we're knees bent, heels tucked to the body. It's pretty much as close as you can, as close as comfortable. Arms are like out to a T, maybe up and a Y. The idea is to keep those chest muscles or shoulders open rather than that rolled forward state. I want you to focus on driving through the heels. Big inhale, exhale, pull the belly button in. Make sure you're posteriorly tilting that pelvis. So kind of taking the hips and going whoop, back, driving through the heels, coming up into your bridge and back down. So we're here for 1 minute, and what you want to feel is a big glute max working, digging your heels in. Shouldn't feel this in your low back. You might feel a little bit in the hamstring, but just a little bit. Most of this work should be done in those big glute muscles. Again, driving through the heels. Pick up the toes if you can. Posteriorly tilt the pelvis. Good. I'm going to do about 5 more here. 5. Really want to turn on those glutes. We got lots of squats, lunges, hinges today. And we're going to use those glutes. We need those glutes fired up and ready to go. Good. Let's do 2 more. Good. And last one. Good stuff. All right, we're gonna rock up. Sorry, and we're not gonna rock up yet. Again, posteriorly tilt that pelvis, right? When you do that, you should feel activation between the ribs and the hips. Those muscles should be on. Pick up both knees, crisscross the arms, press and hold. Make sure the shoulders are out of the ears here. Now I want you to think left arm, right leg. Those are that's the traveling side. And we go out and in the other side. Keeps that isometric hold. Good. Get that leg as long as you can, but don't sacrifice the work in the core. In other words, don't let those ribs pop up. Keep the ribs and hips connected. Good. Just a couple more here. And go back to that double dead bug. Inhale, exhale. Now it's right arm, left leg. That's our moving side. Other side stays with that isometric hold. Remember, you really want to lengthen that leg. I don't care how low it goes. It doesn't have to go low. Make it long. Keep the core working. Don't let that back arch away from the floor. Good. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Knees into your chest. We're going to rock up and come all the way up for our little squat warm up. So we're going to come down into forward fold if you can. Tuck your fingers under your toes. Then we're going to drop the hips. As the hips come down, the chest comes up. Palms come together. Big inhale. Exhale. Do it again. So it starts in the forward fold. Drops into the squat. Palms together. Engage that core. Big inhale up. Good. So take your squat to the depth that works for you. Certainly do not have to go all the way to the bottom. Hold where you need to. Before you come up, I really want you to actively press those feet into the floor. Boom. Come up. Good. 3 more. Remember, find those glutes right away. Fire them. And then tuck them at the top. Good. Press. Fire those glutes. Tuck them at the top. We've got 1 more. And down. Fire those glutes. Tuck them at the top. And exhale. Good. Excellent stuff. Quick break. Get a drink. Next up, we're going to be using that wall. Okay? So 4 exercises using that wall. All right, first one. And everything we're gonna do for a minute, okay? So each exercise, a minute. If we have to switch sides, we'll do each side for 30. So first one we're gonna come down into, everybody knows, everybody's familiar with, our wall squat. So we started already. Got that tailbone angling straight down to the floor like there's a big anchor on it. Knees are right in front of my hips. Can't see my feet, but I've got pressure underneath the big toe, the pinky toe, and the heel. Think of a triangle, right? And then up top, instead of just leaning forward on the knees, I want those shoulders rolled open, kind of pressing your back into the floor to a degree. Good. We've got 30 seconds. So keep the breath here. And I want you to think of that space between your shoulders and the bottom of your tailbone, right? It's nice and straight and tall. We're going to use that when we come into our next exercise using the wall. Actually, all of them on the wall are going to use that. All right, 10 seconds left. Keep going. Keep breathing. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to come up out of that. Now, finding that nice tall core, I want you to chase your plank. Your hands are going to be at your shoulder, at your chest. You're going to walk your feet back and see how here my body is in that nice straight line. So we're doing wall push-ups, which might sound easy, but what I want you to focus on is keeping that plank, right? Front of the pelvis pulled up, tailbone tucked. And then the other thing I want you to think about is the shoulder blades. As you come to the wall, shoulder blades come together. As you push away, those shoulder blades push apart. Good, so we're keeping that plank. Your chest doesn't go to the wall before the hips. I mean, it does because it's on a diagonal, but don't reach it for the wall. Keep that body straight as a board. Good, we've got about 10 seconds left here on these wall push-ups. Keeping that plank, focusing on the movement of the shoulder blades. Good. All right, so next up, on the wall, same thing, a little bit of a hip hinge, single leg hip hinge. So a couple ways to do it. In a hip hinge, hands on the wall, stand back up. Hip hinge, hands on the wall, stand back up. You can also keep your hands on the wall the entire time. So you're just doing this. All right, so you're firing the back glute to bring it up. Front of your hips should be pointed down to the floor. We don't want to open up that hip that's going back. We want to point it straight back, reaching that heel away, getting long from the top of the head, all the way through the heel. So the leg that you're standing on, you're firing that glute and that hamstring. Let's do 2 more on the side. 1 and 2. Good. Switch sides. Same thing. Hinge. Back leg comes up. Hinge. Back leg comes up. Hip bones point to the floor. Now, if you have it, you can do it without touching the wall. Go for it. There's your way to advance it. Don't touch the wall. Come back up. Okay. For my yoga people, variation of your warrior 3 here. Keep that belly button pulled in, body long. Use the wall, try to make it a very soft touch. You're not falling into the wall. Keep the control here in your core. Good, let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now our last series exercise on the wall. You can tuck your feet up against the wall. Hands forward, and we're going to go into blast off. So blast offs look like this. This is our end point in our high plank. We go back, hit the heels, and kick forward. So when we press forward, we're driving the hips, squeezing the glutes, and finishing in that perfect high plank with everything working. Good, make sure you're squeezing the glutes together, reaching through the top of the head. Good, keep going. We've got about 30 more seconds here. Take your time, doesn't have to be fast. You can stop and hold your high plank anytime. Got 15 seconds left. And down. Good stuff. All right, coming on up. Shake the legs, give them a little break. We go into second round. Same 4 exercises, right? Take a little breather here. This time around, we go for 40 seconds on each. And when we're doing those hip hinges, 20 seconds on each side. All right? So go ahead and find your wall space. Back up against the wall, shoulders open, and let's drop down into it. Hold here, 40 seconds. Tailbone down, belly button pulled in. Allow those lungs to fill. Let the rib cage spread. Good. Remember, top of the shoulders, through the tailbone, nice and long and tall. Good. We're down to 10 seconds. Keep the breath. And up. Good. Wall push-ups. And I do want you to stay on the wall here. I want you to really focus on chasing your plank, keeping that plank. You move your feet further away from the wall for more challenge. Keep that plank, shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart. Focus on the shoulder blade movement here. All right, so my elbows are tucking down toward my hips. I'm not going straight out in L's here. Really got that nice flat body. My chest isn't reaching for the wall before my belly. My belly's not reaching for the wall before my chest. We've got 10 seconds. And one more push away. Good. Find your one-legged hinge. Ready? Find your distance away from the wall, hinge. Press the floor away, stand up. Really using the leg that stays on the floor. That's driving down, squeezing the glute, standing tall. I want you to find your tallest posture each time you come back. Good. Just about 10 seconds here. And I forgot about our 20 seconds each side, so we're doing 30. That's all right. One more. Good. Switch. 30 seconds on the side. We got a match. Here we go. Hinge. Stand tall. Hinge. Stand tall. Don't forget about the triangle on the bottom of that foot. Right? Don't let that foot roll out. Don't let the knee roll in. That back leg up. Nice and straight. You get a little lazy there. Good. We got 10 seconds left here. Nice and tight. Chasing that core. And one more. Good. Set yourself up for those blast offs. Ready. Toes on the wall. Find your high plank. Start from there. And we go. Back. And here. Drive. Squeezing those glutes and head forward. Get your body as long as you possibly can. Good. Should be glutes tight, quads on, pushing the floor away. Got 20 seconds. 10 seconds. Let's do one more and blast off and come on down. Good stuff. All right. Quick drink if you need it. Moving on to our second set. With this one, you're going to need your towel, okay? Your towel, your strap, whatever you have. Okay. And we're going to be standing for this. Okay. First one, don't really need a towel, but we do for the other three. So if you want to just keep it in your hand, you can. If you want to put it to the side, you can as well. So, staggered stance, which we've done before. So, from the side or from the front, feet just outside the hips, right? From the side, back toe lined up with the heel. What we're going to do, squat down to my front foot. So I'm going to take that towel or strap, whatever I have, down to that front foot. Come up. I want you to find one leg balance if you can. Ready? There we go. Down and up. Same thing as we've already talked about. I want you to find that glute right away. Whichever leg is in the front, find that glute, fire it, squeeze it, stand tall with it. Make it work. Don't give it the day off. At least not the next 15 minutes. Make it work. It's already been working. We've turned it on a couple ways already. Good. Staggered stance. Tall single leg stance. Staggered, tall single leg stance. Good. 10 more seconds. Good. Switch, right? Make sure your foot you're going to is in front of the other. And go. Down and up. And what's our pattern here? Right? Hips to heels. We're not rounding the back. When I drop into my squat, if I had a headlight right in the middle of my chest, that headlight points right at the camera, not down to the floor. Keep going. Get a little break from the legs coming up. Last 5. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Open up that strap or towel, whatever you have. You're going to grab it with your palms forward, thumbs away from each other. So what we're going to do, one leg just a little bit in front of the other. We're going to pull that towel apart. So find that tension. Once you have the tension, wrap it against the front of your hips. What you're going to do is tuck that tailbone, squeeze the cheeks, press it forward as you pull the towel back. And what's going up top is we're rolling those shoulders back, right? Hold here. Big inhales and exhales. So it's an isometric hold, but we want to think about is rolling the shoulders back, getting tall through the chest, keeping that tailbone tucked. 3, 2, 1. All we're going to do, switch the feet, put the other foot in front, tuck that tailbone, pull the towel apart, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, hold here. Good. Keep those shoulders spinning open. And 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to flip the hands over. So now we have our thumbs facing back, thumbs pointed toward each other. We're going to have it to the point where we can keep a little tension on it. Going to line up for our squats. I'm gonna go this way first. All right, I'm stopping, not squat, lunges. Line up for a lunge, keeping tension on that towel. I'm gonna take that towel, just let it scrape down the front of my shin and come back up. I'm gonna go just down the front of my shin, back up. So I'm keeping some tension on the towel. And what that does is keeps my upper body engaged, right? Doesn't let it relax. Doesn't let it forget that it has to hold that stability. And what's firing here? That front leg glute. Good. Keep going. We've got 4 more on this side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Switch. Other leg in front. Lunge stance. Pull apart. And go. Just slide it down that front shin. Come back up. Right? Maybe just take it to the knee. Maybe a little bit below. Depends what your range is. No judging. Do what works for you. Down and up. Keep going. Find that front leg glute. That's your workhorse here. Down and up. Four more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, you can put that towel down. We're gonna finish up with a couple mobility, strength. Gonna finish up here, last, let's call it less than 10 minutes, okay? First one we're gonna do, squat. Now, we've already done wall squat, we've done staggered squat. This one I'm gonna show is a prisoner squat, which is your hands behind your head, feet out nice and wide, and down into your squat, pressing to the floor, come up. If that doesn't work for you, hands across the chest, down and back up. But the key is that we're not arching through that back, we're dropping straight down with that flat back and standing back up, okay? So 2 prisoner squats, 1 inchworm, come back in, 2 prisoner squats, 1 inchworm, come back in. We do it 5 times, so a total of 10 squats, 5 inchworms. Ready? You're on your mat, that's a good guidance for you. Feet about that wide. Toes can be turned out if you need. Ready? And go. 2. Tuck that tailbone. 1. Now we're inchworm. Walk out. Find your high plank. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Tailbone up. Find down dog. Walk in. Bring those hands up. 2 prisoner squats. 1 or regular squats, whatever works for you. 2, forward fold, walk it out. Find your high plank and hold it. 3, 2, 1, tailbone up, down dog, walk in, come up, inhale up, hands by the head across the chest. 1, and 2, forward fold. Walk out. This is number 3. I am counting. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Tailbone up. Down dog. Walk in. Big inhale up. Find your squat. Down. Up. Down. Up. Forward fold. Walk out. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Tailbone up, walk in, big inhale up, last one, ready, down, up, down, up, forward fold, walk out, find it, high plank, hold, 3, 2, 1, tailbone up, down dog, walk in, roll up, Come down to the floor. Good. We're going to finish up here in a hover. Okay? We just did inchworm. We're going to go for a 1-minute hover. Picking the knees up. Ready? Here we go. 3 sets of 20 here. Finding that back flat, head forward, tailbone back. Knees just a couple inches up off the floor. 3, 2, 1. Come down, reset. Make sure you're pulled in here, that back is flat. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hill, hover. Tailbone back, head forward. Keep going. Push the floor away. Keep yourself nice and tall and strong and long. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. We have one more set. 20 seconds. Ready? Set. Up we go. Double back. Head forward. Belly button in. We're hovering. Pushing through the floor away. Don't let anything compensate here. This is tough work, but we're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come on over. Come back up to a stand. Take a big inhale up. And exhale, come down. Just into a forward fold here. Hands to the floor, right to the middle. And now walk over to one side, keeping that knee as straight as you can. Hold here. Go ahead and take it over to the other side. Same thing, keeping that knee as straight as you can. Bring your chest to the knee as much as you can. Come back to the middle and maybe just hang this time. Good. And we're going to come down onto the floor. In a seated twist, so you're just going to pull in, sit up tall, look over that same shoulder. We're targeting the outer hip here. Great work, everybody. Hope you got a good sweat on. I certainly did. And you notice my tempo wasn't super fast today, right? But everything we did, we focused on the quality of the move, right? The quality of the movement. Not exactly not necessarily how fast we could do the movement, but how well we could do the movement. And when you're really focusing on how well you can do the movement, getting muscles to work in ways they're not used to, you're going to tax your body, you're going to sweat, you're going to get a great workout. Big inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, sit up tall. Good, and let's put the feet together, feet on the floor, knees together, sorry. And we're going to pull those heels in, sit up tall. And here I want you to think, tops of your heads, or tops of your ears to the ceiling, shoulders down. Now inhale, exhale, pull the belly button away from your spine. Let that back around, let your nose come towards your navel. Feel that nice rounding of the spine. And then inhale, come back up, restack, sit up tall. And let's do that one more time. Big inhale and exhale. Pull the belly button away, round down, kind of hang off of the shins there. Feel that stretch across the back. Right, we did those shoulder blade movements today on the wall. Now drop those shoulder blades back and down, ears up to the ceiling. Sit tall and release. Good job, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.